morning, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody? Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the morning live. Morning motivation with Marci. We talk, you are a badass at making money. We've been on this book since last week. We are on chapter 7 today. And this is alive to help you shift out of that poverty mindset and into that wealth mindset. I know a lot of people are struggling right now with money, with the situation of prices going up. And how can you get out of that rut of not having enough? This live, we talk a lot about that. We go through the book. There's quote unquote homework that is given at the end of each chapter. And we also take time to go over that homework once a week. So this is alive to help you change your life. And then it's free. We just sit here and we take our time. We do a morning meditation for 5 minutes, and then we hop into the chapter. I read the chapter, we discuss it as we go, and let me turn this light on. And we go through like how we experience it. A lot of us feel called out, but it helps push you to make changes in your life. That is what we are here to do, is to take action, not just talk about it. It's been proven that if you take, I think it's like 20 to 30 minutes a day for self-development, it helps improve your life when you apply it. It's more than just reading a book. It's also applying what we learn. That's why we take it bit by bit. So I hope you guys will stick around and hang out with us, learn a thing or two. For those who don't know, I am a manifestation and mindset coach. Right now I have my applications open for a manifesting love course, which starts next month, on January 2nd with our kickoff call. Good morning, Lindsay. And that information is in my profile as well. So you can apply to join us. The seats are very limited. It is because I want to make sure that I'm working with people who are ready to change. So it is an investment with both your time and money. That is in my profile. But in the morning, I do not do any yes/no questions. This is strictly about how we can change our lives. So those yes/no questions will shift. Good morning, sweetheart. How are you? So make sure you have your coffee, because these are always fun lives. I'm doing well. It's Wednesday. Made it halfway through the week. So I'm doing well. It's kind of chilly here. We're supposed to be getting like a winter storm starting tomorrow, I think. So not looking forward to that, but it is December. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in northwestern Pennsylvania. So up by Lake Erie. We get that lake effect snow. and check the Discord. I haven't seen Indigo yet. He's usually right in here. Oh, you're in Michigan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you do. You guys, I know you guys get hit sometimes worse than we do. It all depends. I'm like right on the edge of the snow belt. So when lake effect snow comes through, it's hit or miss for us. But if you go like 10 miles either way, like you're going to get hit. So it's always interesting around here. We haven't gotten much snow this year yet. But like I said, it is December, so it's bound to come. If not, we're going to have a heck of a bad winter come January if those lakes don't freeze over. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, tap the screen, share the live. This is a great live to, like I said, to change your mindset, to switch out of like that poverty mindset and into that wealth mindset. I don't answer free yes no questions in the morning. I don't do tarot readings in the morning. This is specifically to help people change their lives. I like to take time out of my day, and we go over, right now we are going over You Are a Badass at Making Money. We are halfway through this book. So, Brittany's awake. So we will be changing books right after Christmas. I figure next week we'll be finished with this. So we'll probably wait till after Christmas to start the new one, which hopefully will be another one of her books. Either You Are a Badass Every Day or there's something else that she came out with too. I really like the way she writes. I like the way she explains things. Being a manifestation coach, I have studied multiple different gurus on manifestation. Good morning, Rolly. How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. So, I like the way she explains it, especially in today's terms. I've studied the likes of Neville Goddard, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Florence Scovel Shinn, and I do think that we will be getting into Dr. Joe Dispenza at some point in time, but that might be a little bit. I'm okay, still a little sick, getting better. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. We all had like the flu last month, so I know it's rough. Thank you. I know, a friend of mine, she used to make all sorts of different shirts. She had a really successful business. She would be on Facebook and she would do Facebook groups, and she would do like t-shirt parties, or I mean she did everything: t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, all of that. And she ended up going back to nursing, being a traveling nurse, so she hasn't done it, but she was so good. She would have these mystery hostess parties, so everybody that was a client of hers would join, and one person would be chosen as the hostess to get the hostess rewards. And it was insane. Like, people were getting like $300 worth of free product just for purchasing, you know, a sweatshirt or whatever. So, and she had so many different designs. I miss it. I keep telling my daughter, I'm like, you should really talk to her and see if you could like take over her page or, you know, buy her business. My daughter is 17. She'll be graduating this year. Good morning, Brittany. So, and she's really starting to get into graphic arts and everything like that. And I'm like, you could easily, you know, take this over and grow upon it. Good morning, Christy. How are you? Thanks. Yeah, she's doing amazing. She, as of right now, we're almost halfway through the school year. She is valedictorian, so she's pretty impressive. I don't know where Indigo is. Hopefully he's okay. He's usually right in here. But maybe he's busy at work too. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's incredible. I could talk about her all day. She amazes me. She had archery this morning. She had to go to school a little early for archery. Last year she went to nationals for archery, so we're hoping she does the same this year. She has one of her first competitions. They're doing it online, so okay, Brittany, I understand. All right, well, we're at like 10 after. I'll give it 5 more minutes to see if anybody else comes in before we get our morning meditation going. Wish my kid had that kind of drive. Wish we had archery too. Yeah. I, I don't know where my daughter gets it. Like, and she makes it seem easy. She's involved in so many different things. It's it's exhausting just like seeing her. Now my other kid, who is 11, he doesn't care. We're going for a ride. Yeah, they just started archery a few years up here, and a few years ago. I think it was probably right before the pandemic. Um, and then, of course, with the pandemic, they couldn't do much. So, yeah, my that's how my son is. He just doesn't give two fucks. I mean, if I'm being honest, like, and that's okay. Like, not every kid is going to be about school. And he's going to be my kid that probably will, make a video game in his free time just because he's bored. He won't have, like, the education for it, and it doesn't matter. They find their way. And so I try not to, like, put any type of pressure on my kids. Like, obviously, I'm like, you have to go to school, you have to learn, you have to, do whatever. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm not, like, even my daughter, she wants to go to college, but she doesn't know what she wants to go to college for. So I'm like, you don't have to go to college. Like, you can go to a trade school. You can, take a year off or 2 years off and go work. Like, whatever you want to do is fine with me. I support it, whatever it is. So, good, good. Exactly. She could run a t-shirt business. She would do so well, especially if she could learn off of my friend, because my friend, she did everything, like to the T, and she had different licensed things to make. So she easily could. It would just be an investment to purchase the equipment and, probably purchase the business from her. But it is something that she could absolutely do if she wanted to. Have you looked into, Brittany, have you looked into, like, buying him, like, a coding software or coding course? I thought about getting that for Trent a couple years ago, but I think, like, if he were to express interest, I would do that now. Oh, there, see? Yeah, so, I mean, it's good to know. Like, Trent loves playing on the computer. He always has. He loves playing in his his Oculus, his VR. So it would be interesting to see him kind of take it a step further. Yeah, exactly. So he's around people with the same interest. Absolutely. Yeah. They're going to end up doing so much with this type of technology too. So, like, the sooner they learn and experiment and explore it, the better it'll be for them in the long run. Okay, we're about 8:15. I was hoping Indigo would be in, but I guess he must be busy. Our boys are going to be friends. It's meant to be, for real. Well, and then we have, April's son. He's the oldest, but he's the same way. He's built computers and all of that, so I think it's just funny how they're all kind of similar. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to start the timer for the 5 minutes if one of my mods would put up for that. We'll get it going and then we'll get into the chapter. Today's chapter is called Faith and Gratitudinal Gold. I didn't know that was a word. All right, I'm gonna press start. Just relax. Take some deep breaths. You can take deep breath 4 seconds in, hold it for seconds, and exhale for 4 seconds. Release all the tension, all the stress. Relax your jaw. Let it all fade away. If your thoughts want your attention, try not to give it to them. Just let them pass through. If you find yourself into those thoughts, bring it back to your breath. Focus on the breath. Okay, time is up. All right. How we feeling? Y'all ready to get started? Do we take naps? So, again, this is our morning live where we talk. You are a badass at making money at the moment. It is to help you switch out of that poverty mindset and into that wealth mindset. We go through each chapter. Every day we end up having quote unquote homework. At the end of each chapter, I do post snapshots of the homework, and I post them in both my Facebook group and my Discord. So if you are not in either of those groups, please join them. And I also load this video up on YouTube. So if you happen to miss a live, you can find them each and every day. There's Indigo. So you can check it out if you missed anything. I have uploaded everything that since we started this back in November. And we started with the original book, You Are a Badass. And so you can always check it out if you miss our morning lives. So I like to try to keep everything flowing good. So, and then Friday, we need to nail down when we're going to get together outside of TikTok to kind of go over all of our answers from last week and the beginning of this week. So if you're just new joining us, you can check out those videos. You can check out the homework. You can even just answer the questions without having to go through the chapters. And I'm not sure if we're going to do it on Zoom or on Discord. So, but I will, if we do it on Zoom, I will post the link for it in both the Facebook and the Discord. So with that, let's get started on chapter 7. All right. Imagine that some sort of grand poobah master of the universe came down from the heavens and informed you that all the riches you desire were in a warehouse down the street and were totally 100% guaranteed to show up in your life if you kept diligently working towards them. The money, the dream house, the thriving new business, the killer speaker career, your foundation fund to help the homeless, your mortgage payments, the certified authentic tube top that Pat Benatar wore on her In the Heat of the Night tour that you saw on eBay. All of it. How would you show up in life if this was the case? If you weren't distracted by feelings of doubt and worry niggling away in the back of your mind that maybe it wasn't going to happen for you after all. You'd probably be more relaxed, more excited. You'd enjoy your work more. Tweedily twee twee. You'd be more playful, positive, generous, grateful. You'd say things like, when I get my boat, I'm gonna let you drive it. You'd invest whatever terrifying amounts of money you needed into your business. You doodle, me plus the universe equals forever, on all of your notebooks. You'd leap into new, exciting, terrifying opportunities with a grateful expectation of victory. Recover from mistakes more quickly. Your words would be mightier. Your swagger would be swaggier. Basically, you'd be psyched. The person I just described has the mindset of someone who's wealthy. They've got all the fixins we've been talking about throughout this book so far. I also just described the mindset of someone who has unshakable faith in themselves and the universe. Your fortune is in your faith. Say that again. Your fortune is in your faith. Excuse me. Sorry. I guess I'm supposed to say that again. Your fortune is in your faith. Faith is required if you're going to upgrade from rickety to rolling in it, because faith is part of us that dares to believe that an unseen, unproven, and often proven otherwise brand new and awesome reality is within our grasp. Without faith, aka belief in miracles, what would be the point of trying to create anything new and grand? We take one look around us and be like, alrighty, so I reckon this is as good as it gets. Check, please. Yes, I have faith in you and myself. We got this. Absolutely. Faith is the rocket that you ride into uncharted territory to get to your wildest dreams. And it needs to be mighty sturdy because you're flying through some crazy stuff, much of which is trying to knock you off course. The life you're determined to create depends on your rocket not falling apart. You're up against not only your own bonker beliefs about money, but you'll most likely have people hurling their crappy fear, doubt, and worry at you too, like a bunch of wild monkeys. Your faith must be fierce, fiery, and not fucking around. You must believe that everything you desire really is available to you, and that you possess all the tools, power, and permission to manifest it. Here's how having faith helps you get rich. Faith helps you give Hal the heave-ho. You created the life you're presently living by doing what you know how to do, and by being the person you know how to be. When you make the no-nonsense decision to get rich, you may not see any solutions or opportunities to make this new kind of money, no matter how hard you look. This is because you're so busy focusing on what you think the how should look like, that you can't see the new, unrecognizable how, and the universe is excitedly wagging in front of your face. Faith shifts your focus off the past, your old ways of doing things, and opens up new opportunities, new hows that will create a new reality. Again, I say this all the time. You can't control the hows. You have to be open to allow them to come in, however that might look like. For example, when I was a struggling freelance writer, I decided I was going to get a part-time job that required getting dressed, leaving the house, and collaborating with other people. I didn't know what this job looked like or how I was going to find it. All I knew was that I was serious about making money, helping other people, and having a reason to brush my hair. One day a friend told me about an entrepreneurial think tank that helped women launch their own businesses. The old me would have instantly passed up this opportunity for fear of spending the money to join, only to sit there week after week, looking like a boob with zero ideas for a business. Yet even though it cost a lot of money for me at the time, and I had no idea how it could lead to me making any money, something about it just felt right. I was hell-bent on changing my financial situation, and since this opportunity involved leaving the house and hanging out with other people who were investing and getting their shit together, I forked over the money and joined up. As I sat there listening to all these women brainstorming their ideas, I still had no idea for a business of my own. But I realized I'd be awesome at helping them figure out what to do with theirs. To make a very long story short, I asked the lady running the group if she needed any help facilitating. She hired me. I began my first foray into coaching, which led to me starting my own business as a coach, which led to me making mad money, which led to me sitting here writing this book. If instead of taking a leap of faith, I'd focus on my fear of wasting my money, of looking like a boob, of not yet seeing how these meetings would lead to me getting rich, I very possibly would be writing a book on 10 easy tips for declaring bankruptcy instead of a book on how to get rich. You created the financial reality you're in right now by doing what you're doing, how you're doing it, buying into your present excuses and limitations, and working at the same old, same old. If you're serious about creating a new reality, you must do different things and think different thoughts. Faith allows you to release the need to know how it's going to happen, to trust that the way will be shown, and to take action before having all the answers laid out before you. Faith raises your frequency. When you trust that your riches are on the way, instead of biting your nails over the what ifs and how the hells, you shift your emotional state from doubt and fear to excited expectation. This shift raises your frequency, opens you up, and makes you aware of people and opportunities you weren't seeing before. This higher frequency also gives you the huzzah to take action on these new unknown opportunities when they present themselves, instead of running screaming in the other direction. No matter how terrifying or expensive or are you freaking kidding me these new opportunities are, and trust me, they really come in from any other form. Faith helps you shape shift. In order to become the new richer you, you must relinquish your attachment to your present old identity. I'm broke. I hang out with other broke people, and we do broke things together. We believe we are X, noble, stuck, safe, screwed, etc. We love our broke tribe and do not ever want to break it up. Instead of focusing on what you risk losing when you grow, faith helps you focus on and believe in all that you have to gain. Faith strengthens your relationship with the universal intelligence. When you have faith enough to say, I may not know exactly how I'm going to double my income, I just know that I am, you are trusting that the path to riches will be shown to you. Instead of expecting yourself to have all the answers, you're leaping into the unknown, fully trusting that universal intelligence has your back. Here I comes, you dog. I know you're going to catch me. Your past and present knowledge of reality is being tossed aside for something that doesn't exist yet. If you didn't have faith that the universe had something awesome in store for you, was there for you, and was, smarter than you wouldn't let go of your present path. Faith strengthens your self-confidence. If you're badass enough to leap off the edge of your present reality into the void, is there anything you can't do? The answer, no, nothing. Yeah. Faith strengthens your abundance mindset. Faith in the unknown and the miraculous removes your focus from what you lack and homes in on the infinite possibility. What you focus on, you create more of. Hence, faith equals abundance mindset equals you're gonna need some bigger pockets. Let's put faith into the context of stand-up comedy, because it's a great metaphor for the sort of grit it takes to put yourself all the way out on the edge. If you lob a joke out into the audience and all you hear is crickets, it's just you up there, oh my gosh, with nowhere to turn, sucking on stage for all to see. You might as well just go ahead and do it naked to complete the nightmare. But when you nail a joke, all eyes are on you. All the laughter and glory is yours. It's thrilling, it's terrifying, it's all or nothing, and it's all you. Man, these call-outs. When you go big and take the scary leaps you need to take to change your financial stitch, hire an expensive stylist, enroll in beauty school, write your book, buy a castle, and turn it into a disco. You're up there on stage with no idea what's on the other side of those blinding lights, free-falling through space. But here's the great news. If you nail it, party time. If you bomb, you know what didn't work. So when you go out there and give it another shot, you get to do so with more info. Taking a leap of faith is a win-win. Right? Treading water in your comfort zone for the rest of your life is a snore/yawn. Faith, like all of the other facets of our mindset, is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The bigger the leap, the stronger your faith muscle needs to be. Staying steady, focused, and fixated on your faith when the poop really hits the fan marks the difference between those who are successful and those who fail. It's usually right after we think we literally cannot take one moment more of the uncertainty or the waiting or the pressure or the disappointments. Holy hell balls, are you trying to kill me over here? That's that the big investor comes through, or the counter offer is accepted, or the soulmate walks through the door. A test of faith is like playing chicken with the universe. The universe wants you to grow and bloom into the most glorious versions of yourself. Growth happens through friction and challenge, and the lessons we learn through these experiences. Because the universe is so excited for you to be all you can be, it's going to send you all the learning experiences you need. And we all talk about this and we all complain about this, right? Maybe not complain, but we vent it out. Like, here's another test. Like, it shows up, and that's why. Here's a flat tire on your way to your wedding. Here's a hurricane and a flood the day you open your new business. Here's nowhere to park when you're late for the job interview of your dreams. I wonder what the ties are in to being open to guides and source. What do you mean? Like, does it give you an extra advantage? Is that what you mean? When you have faith that everything happens as it's meant to, you open yourself up to receive the lesson, to stay the course until you're successful, and to not totally lose your shit. I'm curious to faith and manifestation of money, if they can go hand in hand. So there's a couple different beliefs on that, to be honest with you. I feel it does go hand in hand because I feel like our guides are going to be there. So I feel, especially if you feel that connection to your guides, that you can ask them for help. You can ask them for more guidance. You can ask them for messages, confirmation, even. Some people believe that you're giving that power away with your manifestation. But again, it's all connected. It's all connected. So, source, your guides, all of that, it's all one, right? So it's kind of like having that direct communication in my mind when we deal with her and we talk to our guides, where sometimes, you know, people who don't believe in that, right, they're kind of going in blind, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Okay, it's having that blind faith. But having our guides, I feel like they also kind of give us, you know, the messages of whether or not we're supposed to go down a certain path, right? Because we know when something doesn't feel right, right? And they might be sending us signs. They might be, you know, throwing us off the path for a reason. Yeah, exactly. It is. It is all energy. It's how you interpret that energy. Um, but I do love that question, and that's something I would love to kind of dive in more. Um, you know, with people's experiences in this type of thing. Like I said, she's spiritual, but she's not like the spiritual where, or at least she doesn't talk about it, about the guides, about, you know, using your guides to do that. But in my opinion, I feel like you have a direct communication with source at that time because it is all connected. But in the same sense too, like our guides, for some, are going to do what they need to for you to have that faith too. I feel they like to be a little tricky, or they just start pushing you in directions that you weren't, quote unquote, prepared for. Yeah, she does. I agree. In the midst of the particularly trying lessons and growing experiences, you have to hang in there like your life depends on it. With the really big stuff, very often you're required to get to the point where your faith is the only thing you got left because you've gone so far out on the edge that anything familiar or safe or rational isn't even a blip in your rearview mirror anymore. It's like flying or surfing or tripping. Thank you for the roses. You have to focus on your faith and surrender to the cosmic rock tumbler, because your only other option is to freak out and crash. Badassery comes to those who take risks. I recently had an offer from a production company to option the rights to one of my books. The offer was good, but we were haggling over one critical percentage, and neither of us would budge. I wanted more, they wanted to give me less, and no matter how much we rearranged and tweaked other parts of the contract, this one point always just sat there, staring us with blank eyes, the dead cow that wouldn't move. I loved these people, felt they really understood my writing and my sense of humor, and was so psyched to work with them. When they said the dreaded words, "This is our final offer," and that damn percentage had yet to go up, I had to take a big old leap of faith and pass. I didn't want to. We didn't have offers from any other production companies I was anywhere near as excited to work with. But the percentage felt low, and I knew I'd be resentful if I took it. I had to have faith that even more awesome offer was right around the corner, and that my decision was solid. Instead of freaking out about what the hell did I just do, I just passed up the opportunity to have someone make a TV show out of my book while I lie around getting hot stone massages and count my money. Consciously keeping my focus on my faith was a challenge. I ain't gonna lie. But I did. I kept reminding myself that, of course, the deal I desired was on its way. I kept envisioning this deal, kept feeling into it, kept being grateful for it. I'm thrilled to report that their final offer was like Cher's never-ending final tour. They came around the following week and offered us what we had asked for, and now we're all happily moving forward together. I never would have had the strength to pass, stay the course, and wind up in this awesome situation without dear old faith. At the end of this chapter, I'm going to share some of my favorite methods for developing faith muscles so firm you could bounce a quarter off of them. But now I want to spend a moment talking about the granddaddy of all personal workout coaches, gratitude. Whether it's strengthening your faith or your beliefs or your frequency or your thoughts or your relationship with universal intelligence, gratitude is one-stop shopping on your road to mightiness. Unlike almost anything else, gratitude gives you in close contact with the spiritual realm. Gratitude, above all other thoughts, unites you with universal intelligence because you're basically matching your frequency to the frequency of the universe via thoughts and feelings of love. Think of it like this. Let's say you live in a neighborhood with lots of kids and you bake a batch of cookies and hand them out. Some kids are so wrapped up in their play that they would wolf them down without giving it much thought. Some kids whine about wanting seconds, but there's one kid who shows deep appreciation. He's grateful for the cookie, for the gesture, for your big old heart. He helps you clean the kitchen, refill your bird feeder, set up your iPhone. He's the kid who gets as many cookies as he wants and gets to lick the bowl. He's met your energy of giving with his energy of gratitude, and his high frequency response opens him up to receive more of that same energy from you as well as someone else. Wealth appreciates for the appreciative. Gratitude allows you to raise the energy you meet each situation with. When you're grateful for the lesson in challenging situations, instead of feeling pissed off or put out or sorry for yourself, you raise your frequency and open yourself up to receiving more high-frequency experiences instead of repeating crappy old ones. Resentment attracts more resentment. Denial keeps you stuck in the same place. But gratitude gets you out of the loop of lowness opens you to new possibilities and sets you free. Let's say you're employed and you're driving to a job interview and you get into a car accident. Now, you've missed the interview, lost the potential income, and you're going to have to go deeper into debt to get a new car. I'm all for cursing and kicking tires and bursting into tears and getting the rage and frustration out of your system. This isn't about denying or suppressing your feelings, but it's about choosing to perceive your life in a powerful way. Even if you have no freaking idea what the lesson is in this situation, once you've had your temper tantrum, be grateful that it happened. You are in one moment in time, stranded on the side of the freeway, suddenly surrounded by shattered glass and traffic cones, and you have no idea how the situation is going to play out in the scope of your life. You could discover years later that it saved you from taking a job you would have hated, instead of getting the one you now love. You can fall in love with the EMT who shows up on the scene of your accident. Or you could finally wake up and decide to do whatever it takes to get rich because having your car totaled was the final straw that inspired you to face your money issues and go whole hog to change your life. You can choose to be a victim to your circumstances or take responsibility for how you choose to perceive them. You can't see the silver lining through the victim goggles. You can't see the silver lining through the victim goggles. Have faith that you and the universe have created everything for your growth and be grateful for it, no matter what. Get practiced at making gratitude your go-to. Notice the 8 trillion things around you at all times that you can be grateful for, and feel into the grateful expectation for all the things coming your way. The good, the bad, the ugly, the salsa stain you just got on your new white shirt. Become a gratitude machine for all of it. There is no lack of things to be grateful for if you remember to pay attention. If you're feeling frustrated and upset by your lack of income, spending some real time on gratitude is critical, especially if you feel like you're doing everything right. If you're clear on your specifics, hauling ass, taking big risks, making scary sales calls, paying people money you're scared to spend to help you get your website out, and still no dinero, what the fuck? If you got everything right, but you're dropping the ball on being grateful, you're most likely pushing the money away out of desperation for the freaking money to come in already. Desperation repels. Gratitude attracts. When you're desperate, you're stuck in the worry that the money's not there and that you need to get it rather than knowing that it's already here and there's no need to get anything. Remember, money is currency and currency is energy. We talked about that yesterday with my example with the soda bottle, right? We have to give it to the universe and trust that it's coming back. We place our order and trust that the waiter is going to bring it to us. So it's constant, right? I'm grateful that it's coming, right? I know I put that order in. It's going to taste amazing. I can already taste it, right? You can do the same thing with money. I know the money's coming. I know it is. It's already here. I can smell it. I can feel it. I can taste it. When you switch into gratitude mode and focus on feeling grateful for all you have and all that's coming your way, even if there isn't any money anywhere in sight at the moment, you strengthen your faith that the money will be there for you, and align yourself energetically with this belief. And you will start manifesting the very things and opportunities you're grateful for. I have a friend who's an interior designer. At the beginning of every year, she figures out how much money she'd like to make, what it's for, gets all in a tizzy about it, and then she drives around her town and looks at the houses, seeing each one as an opportunity to realize her dream. She obviously doesn't decorate every house, but she uses this exercise to anchor in the belief that there are countless houses and people who could use her services, who she could help and who could help her in return by paying her. For this, she is deeply grateful. Her faith is rock solid that, of course, she can have what she desires, And every year she meets her goal. Excuse me. Even if she doesn't have one damn client at the beginning of her little driving tour, she is grateful for all the clients that she knows the universe is sending her. It's like when you're on a plane and you take off on a drizzling, dark, depressing day. You look out the window at the gray sky, the sad little houses below getting misted with rain. Then you head right into the dark clouds themselves. It's black and bumpy and scary, and then, ta-da! All of a sudden you pop out on top of it all into blue sky, fluffy clouds, and sunshine. The sunshine and fluffy clouds were there all along. You just couldn't see them from your perspective. I don't care how insane or hopeless your situation appears to you right now, because it's not the truth. It's just what you're experiencing at the moment. There's an entirely different and sunny reality out there waiting for you. All you have to do is make the decision to blast through your own storm clouds of fear, doubt, and worry. Stay in grateful expectation with unshakable faith that the sun is there even though you can't see it. You can't yet see it. And stay the course through the turbulence until you reach the other side. All right. So we're at the end of the chapter. To get rich, the suggested money mantra is, I love money and I am grateful every day that it's surrounding me with its glorious goodness. All right, homework. Number 1, take 5 things in your life that frighten you, bum you out, irritate you, find reasons to be grateful for them, and write them down. And feel this gratitude. Don't just give it lip service. Make a list every evening before bed of 10 things that you're grateful for. List 5 reasons you have faith in yourself. List 5 reasons you have faith in the universe. Give comes from abundance. Get comes from lack. Place your focus on abundance and strengthen your faith by giving away money every day for 29 days. Give as little as a nickel or as much as you can in whatever way you can. Do it secretly whenever possible. Faith requires patience. All seeds have a gestation period, and it's up to the universe, not us, how long that period is. Getting all uptight and freaked out doesn't make it go any faster. Put 3 things in place to help you stay patient while keeping your faith strong. Here are some options. Practicing deep breathing anytime you feel yourself starting to freak out. Repeating a mantra like, it's a-comin', I can feel it. Soaking in the feelings of how it will be once it arrives. Get super specific and have these tools at the ready. When you focus on, you create more of. So focusing on impatience equals lack, equals pushing it away. Choose what to focus on to strengthen your faith and patience, and you will be victorious. And then finally, I'm grateful to money because, and fill in the blank. So, not only are we talking about gratitude, but we are talking about having faith and getting your faith strengthened. It's knowing and trusting that the path's going to open up before you when you have faith and you are willing to take that step. It doesn't, like I tell you guys, it doesn't even have to be a huge step at first. It's just a little tiny step outside that comfort zone. Good morning. Okay, Lindsay. I really like the suggestion to of giving away money every day for 29 days, even if it's just something small. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is important to, feel what you're feeling. So if you're feeling frustrated and angry and all of that, it's okay. right? As long as you don't stay there and you pull yourself out and do that by saying, okay, what can I be grateful about this? So that way you can shift out of it and know, and like you said, know that it's in the past already, right? We can't change it. We can't, do anything about it at this point aside from move forward. And the best way to move forward is to see the lesson, right? Be grateful to it with even without the lesson, you know, able to be seen. That's not the words I wanted, but coffee. And like that too. Letting go of the house. Letting go of the house. How you think things should come in. I talk about that all day, every day. We do. We get so caught up in the house of how we think it should come in, and we don't allow it to come in the way the universe wants to bring it, because I guarantee most of the time it comes in easy when we let go of the house. And it's like she says, it was there all along. We just couldn't see it from our perspective. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. It's an investment. And I know, especially this time of year, I know a lot of people struggle. We have the holidays and people travel and, all of that, right? Some people forget that this comes around once a year, right? I don't plan accordingly. I could plan better, right? And I want to, and I will. But sometimes it sneaks up on us. We're like, oh, we got time. Yeah, and then it's here, and you're like, oh shit, I haven't bought one gift yet. Guess that's me right now. And yes, I realize we're 11 days from Christmas, and I have yet to buy one gift. But I'm trusting that everything is taken care of. The path is going to open. I'm going to be able to get all my gifts and get them wrapped, and they'll be under the tree. Everything will be beautiful. I don't know exactly how that's all going to work. It could be a day trip. It could be, amongst 2 or 3 days. It could be I finally receive, a payment I've been waiting for months, and I don't have to worry. And it could be that I work and I sell some courses. I don't know. It could come in anyway, but I know that my holiday is going to be great. I know my kids are going to have plenty to be grateful for. I'll be grateful for things. We'll have an amazing dinner. So it's having that faith, that fierceful faith. Exactly. The sun is always there. The sun is always there. Sometimes we just can't see it beyond the clouds. Even the moon. We know the moon's there, even though we can't see it because it's not illuminated, but we know it's there. We have to trust that, right? Just because it's a new moon doesn't mean we're like, oh no, like the moon is gone forever. We know it's there. I like how the first thing that she is talking about too in the homework is the 5 things in your life that frighten you, bum you out, irritate you. Find reasons to be grateful for them and write them down. And feel this gratitude. Don't just give it lip service, right? So, some people could look at their situation and say, I'm grateful that I had to wait till the last minute to, get everything lined up for Christmas, because it showed me how hard I can work and how fast things can come together, right? It showed me to have faith in myself, to know that I could do it, that I could surpass what I thought was possible. the lack of a vehicle maybe could be, I'm grateful that I see the many people surrounding me that who are willing to help me. I don't know. There's so many different things that you could look at. Um, those are just a couple that come to mind right off the top of my head. What about you guys? You got any ones that stick out for you? I can't believe we finished before 9 o'clock on this chapter. I do the next one, but it's another 20 pages. I'm curious too, has anybody seen a shift within themselves since doing this? Always work out. Yeah. Um like, do you see a shift happening within yourself, or things changing around you, ideas coming in, just a different feeling? Because I know within myself, I'm getting so many different intuitive hits, different ideas. I'm taking, I'm researching different things. I'm about to take some big leaps, in different aspects of my life, especially business wise. So it's interesting to look at it, right? Even just like where we started in November, and see how things have changed dramatically in some instances from the shift of gratitude, from the shift of, um, trusting. Yes, there's still fallbacks, there's still slipbacks into that comfort zone, but I see myself shift out even more faster than before. And I've been working at this, I've been practicing this for years. And there are times where I can shift in an instant, and there are times it takes me a little bit. You're seeing more connections to what you know and get to practice with them with different ideas. I like that. I'm happy to hear that. Like, from November, I have been working with different coaches. Um, some have come to me, offering help. And of course, there will be repayment for that, even though there was no asking for payment up front. But there will be repayment in the future, from A, the results I get, and B, from future, coaching that I take. I've found other coaches that I am looking to study with as well. It's important to get a coach. It's so important to have a coach because it helps keep you accountable. And it helps, especially when you do have an investment behind it, right? Because it gives you like that, okay, I've invested not only my time, but I've invested money in this. It gives you that purpose. Like, I'm not about to lose this much money because I am scared, or, I'm being, more scared than anything. But so much has happened just since we started all of this in November. I've seen my relationships change, alter, with friends, family, my husband, all of it. Um, because we're being consistent. We're showing up every day. We're not only just taking in the information, we're applying it. There's been a huge change for myself in many different ways. And I see it with others too. Others that are in this group that are here in the morning. Um, and those who I know also might not be here in the morning, but they're watching, the recordings. They're applying different things. They're taking leaps. Yes, investment in yourself and your relationships. Yes. Because there are times where I'm like, I just don't want to do anything, right? Like the past 2 nights, I've taken off doing my evening lives because I've been exhausted. And although, as much as I love doing my evening lives, and yes, they do bring me income, my brain has been, you know, has had so much information, so many ideas. I've been working, using that time to work and rest. My anxiety has gone down. Learning to trust timing has been huge for me. Oh my gosh, I love that for you, Christy. I love that for you. One thing that really helped me with my anxiety, and I did a class on this back in May. It was called Trigger Me Happy. And what it is, one thing that's always helped me when I'm feeling really anxious is I look at what's making me anxious. It's usually some sort of thought or somebody triggering me, but it's the meaning that I'm putting on everything, right? So, for instance, we'll say like my husband, he can travel a lot. There's times where he's gone for weeks, sometimes months at a time. And you know, there have been spots where we both have been pretty insecure in our relationship at times. And if I didn't hear from him, I would start thinking the worst. Okay? So then my anxiety would be through the roof. I would be stressed out. I would be on the verge of being a mad woman. I literally would just tell myself, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean what I think it means. Just because he hasn't contacted me yet doesn't mean that this is happening, right? Because we're placing so much meaning behind certain things that it's creating unnecessary anxiety and stress. So when I get that anxiety, right? I'll be like, okay, what's causing this? What am I feeling right now? And if I can pinpoint it, I just say, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean what I think it means, right? And then usually that starts to help the anxiety go down. It is. It's very common. So that's one thing I say to myself a lot is I have a need to control everything. Well, yes, I mean that is a mom thing too, absolutely. But control is such a big thing for many of us. It's overanalyzation, right? We're like, well, if this happens, then this could happen and then this could happen. It's just it's that overanalyzation and we're spiraling into worst case scenario. Excuse me. Because we think that if we can see the potential outcomes, the bad outcomes especially, that we can prepare for them and that we can somehow stop it. But ultimately, all we're doing is we're preparing for the worst and we're manifesting the worst. So a lot of the times it's that it doesn't mean what I think it means that can help remove that anxiety and really step into the faith of everything is working out for me. Yes, if that one thing happens, exactly, these 6 things are possible. Yep. And then you're just going down that rabbit hole of like, well, if this happens, then I could do this, and then if this happens, I could do that. And we just don't realize just all that we're creating just by doing that instead of focusing on what we want. What do I want instead? What can I do? What step can I take towards that instead? Right? And if you're doing everything that you feel is right, then you need to see that this is the fear, right? It's our ego, which isn't a bad thing. Our ego is not bad. Our ego is there to protect us. But when we're trying to do something different and take a leap into our faith towards what we want, our fear and our ego are going to be like, wait, this is scary. What if this happens? What if this doesn't work? Right? And that's where we have to say, it doesn't, it doesn't mean anything. Because this can happen. This can work. It will work. Some way, somehow. I feel this is the way I need to approach it right now. And if something else comes about, I will approach it then. So it's important to not let too many things hold you back. And if something is trying to hold you back, it's a good thing to ask why. Is it because I'm scared that I'm going to fail? You never fail unless you stop trying. Right? That's the only way you fail. Oh my goodness. See it right there? That's all we have left. Just a little bit left. I've really enjoyed doing this book. I think this book came at the perfect time, too. I want to definitely continue with her. Actually, wouldn't mind revisiting her, too, after we go through the 4 books. But I do like other authors, too, to kind of get a different perspective. Oh, thanks, Indigo. I appreciate that. I'm glad I have you guys to be here for that. It pushes me. I do this not just to help others, but it helps keep me accountable. It helps keep me, doing this as well. And really keeping myself accountable and applying what I learn. It was exactly what I needed. And I'm glad others needed it too, and others have joined and have stuck with it as well. I can only imagine what this is going to look like from a year from now. It'll be amazing. Because I do. I enjoy this. I enjoy sharing the mornings with you guys. I enjoy, going through all of this with you. Does anybody have anything else they want to add or share? I know we got finished early today, but if no one has anything else, I'm probably going to hop off and get ready for my day. But I'm so glad you guys are here. It truly, like, it was funny when I started earlier. I'm like, when we did the meditation, I'm like, Indigo's still not here. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he's busy, but you know, I love seeing you guys come back. I love seeing you guys here. Christy, you don't talk much, but I'm so proud of you for speaking up today. I really am. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you have, really just been here and taking it all in, and you're coming out of your shell, and I love to see that. I love seeing people change and open up, and more is to come. I love it. I love that you're here. I love it. It's I love making new friends. I love helping new people, and just we're all connected. So, we connect through different ways. So it's nice to have people with the same interest and wanting to, explore the same things. Aw, I love it. Thank you. So, tomorrow, both my kids are planning on staying home tomorrow. But I'll still be on and we'll do our morning live. And then Friday, I don't know what we're doing Friday just yet. We'll probably still do a morning live, and then and maybe we'll just kind of go over some of the questions in Friday's morning live. And then we'll meet Friday afternoon outside of TikTok so everybody can talk. So if you guys are interested in that, whether it's, like I said, whether it's Zoom or it's Discord, we'll get it. Yeah, gratitude is definitely a huge portion of it. And usually, I did half of it in November, but usually every November I do a gratitude challenge. But this year I did different. I did gratitude prompts, like certain questions, and it just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it as much this year. Not that I wasn't being full of gratitude, but the questions and stuff that I used just didn't feel exactly right. I kind of like the let's look at our day type thing. What can we be grateful for today? And I should have just went with that. But I wanted to try something different, and that's okay. Like, it just didn't work at that moment, and that's all right. Something you learn. Not to say that I won't try it again in the future, but I do. I like doing gratitude challenges because it does shift people hugely. So, and I understand there are some people who, especially people like in my different groups, the ones on Facebook like to have just just an image and, what are you grateful for? And they just want to say it. And then there are people who like to have the videos or, comment on TikTok. So it's trying to find a balance through it all. And what works for me might not work for everybody. But if it gets somebody to think differently and shift, that's all I really need to feel successful. So, and that could just be something that we start at the beginning of the year too. We don't have to wait to start it, but like doing grateful posts each and every day. Even if it's just in Discord or Facebook. Yeah, exactly. Everybody does need different types of nudges. And like I say, if you can just, you know, reach out. If you can reach just one person in something new, right? That could have a long lasting effect. And you may not even know it, but you know, it's nice to know that what you're doing is helping others, whether, you know, it's reading a book each morning, or, you know, making a post that, you know, tells you to be grateful today, to look for different things to be grateful. Um, because you just never know what people are going through and how it impacts them. So, so with that, guys, I'm going to end the live here. I appreciate you all. And again, I will have everything posted later on today with the homework, and the YouTube will be uploaded. And I love you guys, and I hope to see you later. I'm hoping to do a live tonight. We'll see how the day goes, but I hope everybody has a fabulous day. Make it a wonderful Wednesday. All right, guys. Take care.